Of course, it's the election season. One thing that's going to mount everything is political rhetoric. But Prime Minister Modi has reiterated his charge against the Congress with the Mangal Sutra reference. While targeting the Congress over alleged wealth survey, this comes a day after he first made a similar allegation with references to former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. Earlier, when their government was in power, they had said that Muslims have the first right to the country's assets. But that's not where it ended. Let's listen in. Before we go further, let's listen into what Prime Minister Modi said today as well as yesterday.
और पहले जब उनकी सरकार थी उन्होंने कहा था कि देश की संपत्ति पर पहला अधिकार मुसलमानों का है। इसका मतलब ये संपत्ति इकट्ठी करके किसको बांटेंगे? जिनके ज्यादा बच्चे हैं उनको बांटेंगे। घुसपैठियों को बांटेंगे। क्या आपकी मेहनत की कमाई का पैसा घुसपैठियों को दिया जाएगा? आपको मंजूर है? ये कांग्रेस का मैनिफेस्टो कह रहा है कि वो माताओं बहनों का सोने का हिसाब करेंगे, उसकी जड़ती करेंगे, जानकारी लेंगे और फिर उस संपत्ति को बांट देंगे और उनको बांटेंगे जिनको मनमोहन सिंह जी की सरकार ने कहा था कि संपत्ति पर पहला अधिकार मुसलमानों का है। भाइयों बहनों, ये अर्बन नक्सल की सोच, मेरी माताओं बहनों, ये आपका मंगल सूत्र भी बचने नहीं देंगे। यहां तक जाएंगे मैं कहने आया हूं। कांग्रेस ने अपने मैनिफेस्टो में जो कहा है वो चिंताजनक है, गंभीर है। उन्होंने कहा है कि अगर कांग्रेस की सरकार बनेगी तो हरेक की प्रॉपर्टी सर्वे किया जाएगा। हमारी बहनों के पास सोना कितना है उसकी जांच की जाएगी, उसका हिसाब लगाया जाएगा। हमारे आदिवासी परिवारों में चांदी होती है, सिल्वर कितना है उसका हिसाब लगाया जाएगा। इतना ही नहीं, आगे क्या कहा है, ये जो गोल्ड है बहनों का और जो संपत्ति है ये सबको समान रूप से वितरित कर दी जाएगी। क्या ये आपको मंजूर है? क्या मेरी माताओं बहनों की जिंदगी में सोना वो सिर्फ शो करने के लिए नहीं होता है, उसके स्वाभिमान से जुड़ा हुआ है। उसका मंगल सूत्र वो एक सोने का कीमत का मुद्दा नहीं है, उसके जीवन के सपनों से जुड़ा हुआ है। तुम उसे छीनने की बात कर रहे हो अपने मैनिफेस्टो में। गोल्ड ले लेंगे, सबको वितरित कर देंगे। और पहले जब उनकी सरकार थी उन्होंने कहा था कि देश की संपत्ति पर पहला अधिकार मुसलमानों का है। इसका मतलब ये संपत्ति इकट्ठी करके किसको बांटेंगे? जिनके ज्यादा बच्चे हैं उनको बांटेंगे।
Now, Prime Minister Modi has claimed that the then Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, he had said that Muslims have the first claim to resources. Now let's look at what the then Prime Minister Manmohan Singh had said. To quote him, I believe our collective priorities are clear: agriculture, irrigation, water resources, health, education, critical investment in rural infrastructure, and the essential public investment needs of general infrastructure, along with programs for the upliftment of SC/STs, other backward classes, minorities, and women and children. The component plans for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes will need to be revitalized. We will have to devise innovative plans to ensure that minorities, particularly the Muslim minority, are empowered to share equitably in the fruits of development. They must have the first claim on resources. The centre has a myriad of other responsibilities whose demands will have to be fitted when the overall resources availability. Well, there's been a full-blown political war of words. The Congress party has approached the Election Commission and has sought action against Prime Minister Modi over his comments. The left has also written to the Election Commission. Several others have also written. Mallikarjun Kharge has in fact sought time to meet the Prime Minister and hand him over his party's manifesto urging him to not mislead the voters. State units of Congress will also send a copy of the manifesto to the Prime Minister's office as part of a campaign to stop Prime Minister Modi from spreading lies, a claim that Congress has made.
Election should fight with harmonious mindset. That should begin from the Prime Minister itself, because Prime Ministership is the big position in this country, constitutional position. But this is quite unfortunate. He is lying everything. He is entirely misquoting the Congress manifesto. That is why we decided to send the manifesto from all over India to PMO. That's all. He is panicking. He is now realizing that India's mood is changing. That is why he is doing all of these things.
अभी कांग्रेस पार्टी को मिर्ची लगी है। मोदी जी ने उनके घोषणा पत्र में से सबकी संपत्ति का सर्वे करने का कहा है। मोदी जी ने कल कहा क्यों करना है इस सर्वे को। कांग्रेस पार्टी पूरी नरेंद्र मोदी पर सवाल उठा रही है। मैं आज कांग्रेस पार्टी को पूछना चाहता हूं, आपके घोषणा पत्र में सर्वे की बात है या नहीं है? राहुल बाबा देश के नाम में स्पष्ट करे। और मनमोहन सिंह, आपके प्रधानमंत्री ने कहा था संसाधन पर पहला अधिकार माइनॉरिटी का है, आदिवासी दलित का नहीं है, आदिवासी दलित का नहीं है। भाई और बहनों, देश भर के मठ मंदिर और सबकी संपत्ति पर जो नजर है, वो पैसा कहां जाना वाला है। मनमोहन सिंह को याद करो, उन्होंने कहा कि पैसा पर, रेवेन्यू पर, संसाधन पर सबसे पहला अधिकार माइनॉरिटी का है। ये कांग्रेस पार्टी कहती है और हम कहते हैं संसाधन पर पहला अधिकार देश के गरीब का है, आदिवासी का है, दलित का है, पिछड़ा समाज का है।
हमारे जो अल्पसंख्यक यहाँ तब से रह रहे हैं वो घुसपैठिए हैं। ये किस किस्म की राजनीति है और किस किस्म की संस्कृति है। एक तरफ तो आप राम मंदिर की बात करते हो, वहाँ जाकर उद्घाटन करते हो, राम के आचरणों की बात करते हो, और दूसरी तरफ नफरत फैलाते हो। कहाँ गया आपका सबका साथ? कहाँ गया आपका सबका विकास?
And I'm being joined by my colleague Isha at this point. Isha, thank you very much for joining us. The Congress has, of course, reached out to the Election Commission, has officially filed a complaint. Other political parties have also filed a complaint. Is there any word from the Election Commission amid what seems to be a full-blown political war? In fact, Prime Minister Modi reiterating the same allegations yet again.
Right, yes, Sneha. The Congress party had indeed gone to the Election Commission with 17 key complaints. In fact, they stated that 17 complaints have been registered with the Election Commission, but only 4 to 5 were the ones that they spoke about. The main one, like you also pointed out, like we also heard the Prime Minister state, was the Prime Minister comparing a particular people, a particular religion to infiltrators. In fact, the Prime Minister also quoted Manmohan Singh. And that is what also the Congress has raised issues with. The Congress, Abhishek Manu Singhvi and Gurdeep Sappal, that was the Congress delegation that went inside and met the Election Commission. They urged the Election Commission to take action against the Prime Minister. In fact, when he was also asked about what is the kind of punishment he's expecting, he stated that the Congress and the other opposition leaders have always been treated in a similar fashion. In fact, he also cited the example of Randeep Singh Surjewala in how he was suspended. So he stated that they are expecting the Prime Minister should also be suspended
Isha.
from campaigning. Other than that, another key complaint that the Congress made, was that there are comparisons that the BJP is using religion to campaign, and that is immoral. And also they have further cited several other details, several other violations of the Election Commission that further have been flagged by the BJP. In fact, currently also the BJP delegation is inside, and we are expecting that a rebuttal of a complaint is to be made. Back to you.
Right. Thank you very much, Isha, for bringing us both the sides and very, very important points being raised as well. Thank you, Isha, for joining us. Let's just shift gear. The 2024 elections is setting records in many ways. In fact, it's a long drawn battle, at least if you want to know the results. It's on 4th June. It's really long wait. But it's like Surat. People in Surat will not have to wait to know who their MP is. The BJP is all set to win the Surat Lok Sabha constituency without facing any opposition. 7 of the independent candidates in the fray have withdrawn, and Congress candidate Nilesh Kumbhani's nomination has been cancelled. The route for BJP's Mukesh Dalal is now clear, and his elevation to the role of Member of Parliament is all but assured. He will be the first MP to be elected unopposed from the constituency. The Congress, meanwhile, claims that democracy is under threat, and there was a systematic attempt to get the BJP candidate elected unopposed 2 weeks before. The Congress has complained to the Election Commission in this regard. And I'm being joined at this point by Mumtaz Patel, Congress senior leader as well as daughter of Ahmed Patel. Thank you very much, Ms. Mumtaz Patel, for joining us. My first question to you, possibly the first such unopposed big victory for the BJP, even though a BJP bastion, but absolutely no democratic fight put up by the opposition till the last moment. Congress is now claiming that this is a foul game that was planned. What do you mean by that?
So 100% there is foul play involved. And this is what we mean by the dirty tricks department of the Bharatiya Janata Party. This has all been planned to the T. So as much as there is traction on the ground where people are really, really fed up of this government and people want a change, but we cannot put it past the BJP to be having tricks up their sleeves. And you saw the first example today itself where we have a BJP candidate being declared unopposed due to whatever planning and plotting that happened behind the scenes.
So, Ms. Mumtaz, here's my question then. What are you alleging? Because your candidate, his entire application was rejected. The others have withdrawn from their candidatures. So what are you alleging as foul play specifically in this case?
I mean, from the looks of it, it seems that the Congress candidate got compromised, and the rest of the independent nominations were forced to withdraw so that Mr. Mukesh Dalal gets elected unopposed.
Ms. Mumtaz Patel, would you or the Congress party look at this as possibly something if a big loss of face?
Well, there's introspection definitely needed in terms of selection of candidates. It's very, very unfortunate. Out of the 26 seats of Gujarat, we were down 2 because of the India alliance. Now we don't even have Congress in the fray in Surat. So there's no Congress symbol, or there's no Congress competing on 3 of the seats in Gujarat.
Right. Would you also then, in my last question to you, would you also see the irony of it all? A BJP bastion, the BJP candidate wins unopposed. In fact, he did not even have to contest the elections, if I may say so, for that matter. And Congress is nowhere to be seen. The candidates, the Congress has been contested. It's the grand old party of India. To say that the candidate could not even file a paper, an application, an affidavit correctly, wouldn't that go a long way in itself?
So that's what I'm trying to say. There is foul play involved because it is not as simple as the Congress candidate making a mistake. This was all planned. And probably this is why we say that democracy is in danger, because we are setting precedents for the new normal. This is one case coming up right now, even before we go to polls, which is 2 weeks away. Maybe there are more that will come up in the coming elections, which is why it is crucial for this government to go and the India Alliance to win these elections.
So last question, are you then challenging this legally?
It has been challenged legally, but I think the Election Commission was too in a hurry to just declare the BJP candidate unopposed and hand over the certificate.
But would you be going to the courts on this?
Pardon?
Would you be going to the courts on this? Would you be going to the court on this?
Sorry.
Would you be going to the court on this? All right, we seem to have some connectivity issue at this point.
Yeah.
All right, we seem to have some connectivity issue. Ms. Mumtaz Patel? No, I'm asking if you would be going to the court on this. Would you be filing a case? Would you be fighting this in the corridors of court?
I think, if I'm not mistaken, they've already applied to the High Court, and which is why I'm saying even before any verdict could come, you've already declared the candidate unopposed, because the other 8 independents withdrew their candidature today.
All right. Thank you very much, Ms. Mumtaz Patel, for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And electoral alliances don't necessarily translate into ideological ties, and that is evident with the release of the NCP Ajit Pawar's factions.